Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me warmly welcome Head of Delegation and Honorary Delegation members. Ayubovan, Pailai Gaye, Naime Maye. Salam alaikum. I want to underline deep respect to Madam Rangita de Silva de Alves for her important contribution for the development of human rights through the legal scientific research and contribution for the development of the women's rights as state policy. In Sri Lanka, statistical data on girls' education show a picture of with significant achievements in certain aspects, such as the primary and secondary education, but also challenging in terms of equality and educational quality. The female literacy rate in Sri Lanka exceeds 90%, remarkable achievements compared to other countries in the region. This reflects the country's commitment to basic education for all girls and women. Despite high enrollment, the school dropout remains a problem in rural areas and low-income communities, with a high incidence in the northern and eastern areas of Sri Lanka, historically affected by civil conflict. Girls in this area face a higher likelihood of dropping out due to factors such as child marriage, poverty, and lack of adequate educational infrastructure. Also, the enrollment rate is high. Education is growing on approximately 18–20% of women enter universities of tertiary institutions, a considerably lower figure compared to the percentage of girls who complete secondary education. Women tend to be underrepresented in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics careers, despite some efforts to promote these areas among young women. Child marriage remains a challenge, especially in rural areas, in impoverished communities, and it's one of the main factors contributing adolescent girls dropping out of school. Also, there are no specific update data recorded to show a limited representation of women in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics fields in the universal level. This reflects the persistence of gender stereotypes that influence women's career choice and labor participation in the sectors. The COVID-19 pandemic severely affected education in Sri Lanka, especially in rural areas where connectivity and across the digital devices are limited. Girls in these areas had fewer opportunities to participate in online education, increasing the gap in access and affecting their educational progress. There is a big disparity in literacy between women on tree plantations, women and girls, 74.7% compared with 90%. The computer literacy rate of 70.7 on plantations is less than half the national rate. Distance between plantations and schools around 6 and 8 kilometers by foot are a major hurdle to access to education for the girls. Control and policing over active prevents girls from minority groups from participation in their religious or belief as per Article 14 of the Constitution, and there limits participation in their own education, exacerbation stereotypes about the engagement of minority girls and women in education, especially Muslim women and Muslim girls. Another challenge lies in the mismatch between women's educational qualification and labor market demands. I will go to the questions. Please provide update information on the measures the country is taking to combat primary and secondary schools dropout rates among girls and adolescents, particularly those in rural and low-income areas, especially in families from national and religious minorities. What measures has the State Party taken to encourage the development of gender-sensitive curricula? What is the current content of the awareness-raising program on the gender mainstreaming in education, particularly in incorporation into textbooks published at National Institute of Education? Enforce the Constitution Article 14 to grant girls from minority groups equal education. What kind of activities adopted by the government to ensure that girls' access to education, in article alongside their freedoms of religious beliefs, to allow them to participate in religion or belief without exception? The same question about the girls' representation in IT innovation structures as a STEM academy at the same time. What government done especially on this representation? And one more question, especially what kind of activities done especially to prevent stereotypes during the education, especially legislation activities. When we say about national action plans, did you adopt or you plan to adopt special points, especially prevention as stereotypes in education in your national action plans, and how stereotypes schools revision especially? Bohomas is 2-3. Thanks a lot.